Up next, we have Girish Agarwaal, who is non-executive director, DB Corp, joining in to talk about their business. Remember, the case for a chat here being that the uptick in ad revenues is a bit under question for FY18 and FY19. FY18 was impacted because of demonetization spilling over, and also, the GST transition, but mainly demonetization. And, one is expecting that perhaps we could see green shoots of recovery when it comes to ad revenues coming back. The impact of hike in newsprint prices is likely to pressure their margins. They have plans for radio business in phase 3 auctions, and it's important to understand from them their digital strategy, because a lot of media companies are now trying to capitalize and monetize that segment of content development. We have Mr. Agarwal, like I said. Mr. Agarwal, it's great to have you on the show. Thanks very much for taking out the time. Happy New Year from everybody at ET Now. Let me start off with the big question first. Can we see the uptick in ad growth through the closeout of FY18 into FY19? When you look at a player like Z Entertainment show strong ad revenue comeback in the quarter gone by, one gets the conviction that advertisers are more confident about stepping back into the market. There's also, from a political standpoint, it's going to be a busy year because there are state elections and then general elections come next year. So all of those things, you think, would keep the ad revenues side of the equation as a revenue stream for yourself, quite promising, quite heightened activity on that front?
I would actually say next 12 to 18 months we are very optimistic for various reasons. I'll start with number one is that the two key sectors, education and real estate, have been very subdued from last almost 12, 14 months. So I think that is over now, and in the coming months we'll see that going up. Another, as you mentioned about the state election and the Lok Sabha election preparation in the next year, that will also help. But I think the most important point to understand is about the overall industry. I think the overall print media industry, if you see last many years, have been really able to grow the circulation. If you look at the Audit Bureau of Circulation, which certifies the circulation in India, they came out with a report last couple of months back, said that there's a 5% CAGR growth of last 10 years in the newspaper industry in circulation. And I think not only that, very important aspect which is going to happen, I think sometime in end of January, is the release of the Indian Readership Survey report. This report is actually going to come out after 4 years. So this will certainly give a huge boost to the advertiser to use the print, because last 4 years there has been no currency for them to evaluate us that how we newspapers are really doing it, going out in the market. So I think by being motivated by all this, we as an organization took a call that we want to increase our circulation. We took a call sometime in the month of June when we were at 52 lakh copies that we want to go up to 60 lakh copies. And I'm happy to share today we are sitting in that month of January, we are already at 58 lakh copies mark. So we are well on that track. Advertising certainly in the past 2 quarters have been slow, but we are very confident that going forward, the last quarter of this year and going forward the next 2-3 quarters of the next year, will take it back to the normal level.
Okay, and when we are saying normal levels, are we talking about anywhere between 15 to 18% growth in ad revenues, or beyond that? Do you think we can scale past 20% as well?
I would safely say about double digits. So whether it starts from 10 going up to 30, somewhere,
That's, Mr. Agarwal, that's a really broad range. 10% growth is also double digits, and then you can go up to, like you said, 30% and beyond, and that will be double digits too. Give us a realistic sense, prepare the markets and what they can expect, in a narrow band, if you could define that range.
I would say it's a mid double digit growth. 15 to 80% would be a decent kind of growth to expect from the market.
Okay, fair enough. What about newsprint prices? Are they a worry?
So there has been a slight increase in newsprint price, around 4 to 5% increase already happened in the newsprint price, which will have an impact on the coming quarters. But I think one good sign is that we already tied up for next 2 quarters. So we should not get that impact in the next 2 quarters, anything major on our numbers.
Okay, Mr. Agarwal, I'm so sorry, but that's just about the time. We wanted to get a sense primarily on how ad revenue trend is likely to pick up from here, and I think we got that sense from you being a leading player in the market. So thanks very much for joining us and sharing with us how the business for you is positioned right now. We wish you the very best, of course, for 2018.